Hi, it's so good to see you. It has been a busy month. Recently, there was a big cyclone warning here in Brisbane, so we managed our fear of the big storm with some cozy afternoons, and thankfully, things didn't get too crazy. So, in between storm warnings and just parental life, I have been trying to crank my practice out in any of the moments I can. I headed to Melbourne last week with Disney, which was really amazing. I made a dress and upcycled a bag to celebrate the new Snow White movie, and I was super stoked actually because it meant I got to squeeze in a visit to the Yayoi Kusama show at the NGV. All just so amazing. So when I got home, I was super inspired, and I have been doing lots of drawing and sketching, lots of new designs, as I think I've gotten stuck in a bit of a loop the past couple of months. Sometimes the popularity of a particular style can do that, and because I produce everything myself, I can't just hit reorder while I design new things. I have to make all the orders myself, and then while I'm making them, sometimes I feel like I'm falling behind in a design sense, which is a feeling I hate, of course. So I'm trying to take the time to really think through new ideas and actually scribble out some, just stream of consciousness, which feels really good. But second to that, lately I have really had to remind myself that prioritizing my health and general well-being is actually really, really important. I have definitely been allowing the busyness and the life routine to throw off really basic and important things like trips to the dentist, doctor's visits, my eternally broken phone screen, which was like cutting my finger every time I swiped up. Just little things which over time actually can really chip away at your mental health. Like, they seem obvious, but actually for me, they are the first thing to go. And my son's 6th birthday is coming up in May, and I just feel like I have been in this crazy washing machine cycle of my life for literally the last 6 years. And I am realizing very rapidly that if I'm going to make my art and design practice a forever practice, then I need to get a lot better at integrating better self-care into my everyday as literally a key part of my practice. They're not exclusive things. And maybe this can be a reminder to us all that truly there is no art without us, the artists. It's like not cleaning and airing out your paintbrushes properly, If you don't address it, they will harden and become unusable very quickly, i.e. burnout. Whereas if you keep those bristles clean and happy as you go, they'll work for you ongoing. And I'm saying this mainly to myself, but I'm sure that will resonate to other craftaholics as well. So today I am working on this dress. At the moment, I'm in a phase where I'm really trying to clean out my studio. There's just so many pieces that, all these ruffles and things which have been individually ruffled, and it just becomes the easiest thing for me to hoard and be like, I'll use another day, and then I don't end up using it, and then it becomes clutter, and it starts to form this big ball of anxiety, and then actually a real problem of eating up space. So my mission this week, now that I've finished a bunch of projects, I've gotten home from working with Disney last week in Melbourne, doing a Snow White activation situation, very fun. It's now my personal mission to start, 1, making new work, but 2, trying to make some of that new work using things that I've pre-prepared. So I am so amped to be doing this, and this just so coincides with the fact that my friend Patience is coming over today because she is going to the Queensland Music Awards and needs something to wear. And I never want to peer pressure people into their looks, but because I've just done a big studio sample sale as well, again, trying to clear things out, I don't have heaps of things in the studio, but I did have this piece that I finished off the top last night, and then I had this idea. I was thinking of adding flowers to it, but then I was like, I'm really loving this idea of sculpting with the tulle, and I want to try out different shapes, and I feel like I've done a lot of flowers, so I want to try my hand at some love hearts. And I thought of doing them all over, but then as I started placing them, also because I'm on a time crunch, she's probably going to come over in an hour, I was like, maybe it's more interesting to have them fanning up, kind of like a sash as well. So what I've done is I've stitched the hearts into place, and then I'm kind of just hand placing them on the dress to create kind of like an interesting applique. So I've got my thread here ready to start stitching them on. I might even try a little hoop under this for pay. We need like a little poodle skirt situation. But if not, I like the idea of her wearing like a little skivvy underneath or a shirt. The other nerve-wracking thing about making a piece like this, I'm just gonna start sewing while we chat, is that you might do a lot of work on a piece thinking that someone is going to want something in particular, and then it will turn out that actually they want something totally different. Like I do have a couple of other pieces on the racks. Like I have a big tinsel vest, and I have a dress that actually she's worn before on stage that maybe she'll just gravitate to straight away. This piece, actually, the reason why it was half finished is because of that exact thing. I once got stung, not really, but again, just from my own psyche, because I got an inquiry, would you believe, from Kate Blanchett's like UK contact, and they wanted me to create something for her for the actors, which I ended up doing. But I got it in my mind that she was just going to absolutely want a tulle puff dress, maybe like in the vibe of some dress that Barbie herself once wore. And I just had something so particular in mind, and I started making it. But then when I heard back from her team as to what she wanted, it was something totally different. And I was like, why did I do that? Why didn't I just wait? I guess I wanted to like get ahead of the inquiry, but it was actually kind of like a good lesson. However, I really believe in fate when it comes to design, and I was like, this is going to come in handy another time. And it just so happened that Pay was like, I need something to wear tomorrow, and I was like, oh no, I've like literally sold so many things lately, what are we going to get you in, but we'll sort it out. And then I looked at this dress and I was like, I have a feeling this could be a vibe. But hopefully when Pay comes over today, she does like it. But you know, I won't be attached. I'm sure we'll use it for something else if it isn't to fancy. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to sew on all these love hearts. Let's get to going. So I have to say, this is so nice to be working on. One of the things that happens with me in my practice is, I mean, it's such a good problem to have that when things get busy, when either I have client jobs going or lots of orders, like that feels good, and I like that security of work. But on the other hand, internally, I'm like so desperate to do new work, and the longer that period kind of lasts, the less personal work I get to do and the less exploration. And yeah, I really I pine to do this kind of sewing. And on the one hand, I mean, it's like just about getting that balance right, of course. I kind of see it like a butterfly flapping the wings, like in and then out. And the out is the client work, the out is going to events and doing all that stuff. But then you have to like come back in order to get the pump for the next out. I find that if you don't get that kind of top up of creative inspiration, the ability to actually make those ideas come to life, then that's when like I can start to feel really like blocked or down creatively. Next up on the agenda, I have a couple of designs that I've been scribbling out. I'm really enjoying working on these kind of mixed textile creations where I'm paneling different fabrics together. And I think that's going to be something that I explore next, but I'm really liking how this is coming along. I've got to get these down, and then maybe if I do, I'll add a few more. Wow, listening back to that with my little editing hat on right now and also reflecting on what I was talking about earlier in regards to prioritizing self-care, I think I am absolutely experiencing a bit of burnout at the moment. I think heading into April, it is going to be really about topping up the inspiration well, making sure I'm doing some, exercise, going to bed early, and actually like really taking some time to make some new work that just really lights me up. I have a new art show coming up where I'll be showing a new body of work. So that will be the perfect opportunity to get those fresh juices flowing and to just, set myself free a bit. I have been in worker bee mode for so long, like in between obviously like parenting and just like life commitments. Every spare moment, I'm just leaping from project to project because as an independent freelancer, I do sometimes feel like I really need to make hay while the sun shines, and I do just get so addicted to that idea cycle. Like I really do love actualizing all these things, but we do need to allow ourselves to redefine success as also just having a little rest sometimes too. I like that I'm saying we there. I need to do this. I need to do this very much. And so I'm looking forward to a little bit more of a restful few weeks. Oh my God, who am I kidding? Let's see how we go. I mean, watch this space. Perfect. That was an essential accessory. All right, show me a little backy back. Cute. Me love. Very activated. I got these lollipops in Japan and now we're about to eat them, which is essential. Cheers. Yum. Oh my gosh, bye. Have the best time. See ya. Anywho, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you'd like to support what I'm doing, you can get your hands on a copy of my book or craft kit range at Spotlight. You can head to my website to snap something up or just leave a little comment to say hi. That's so nice too. I'm aiming to drop a video here every week or two now to keep a better documentation of my work. So if you tuned into this, I really, really appreciate you, and more to come soon.